So this is what I've done. I've mixed it all together. This is chopped up leaves. There's kitty litter in there. There is soil from other totes, just all mixed together. But by putting in the leaves, I've now created live soil. And that is going to create its own plant food for my strawberries. So today I am going to go through my strawberries. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I've got what's called here Seagates, which is a type of strawberry that grows all year and it doesn't send runners. What it does is it sends out dividers, like it's multiple plants. So you have to go through and check the plants, and like this one's one plant. So I'm hoping, no, it's actually two. See what happens? You can divide them. Now I've got two plants. They grow different than a lot of the other varieties. So we're going to get as many plants as we can, and I'm going to lay them in the tote here as I go, and then I'll put them all back. I've got soil here from all the different totes I've been working on around here, flower pots, even from the ground. And then what I did was I cut up leaves, brown leaves, yellow leaves, green leaves, and I chopped it up and put it all through here. Now the reason I did this is it's going to make my soil alive. I'm going to have all kinds of earthworms and everything come to it, which is absolutely going to be perfect because they'll crawl up, and there's probably some already in here, and they'll be able to move around, but they've got food. All the leaves you put in here, kitchen scraps are just stuff from your garden, but all these leaves, this is collared and purple collared and green collared, and even weeds that I picked up around the yard, and there was grasses growing I chopped up that I knew no herbicides or anything was in it, persistent herbicides, nothing. And I mixed that in, and like I said, by chopping that up, it's going to create live soil, because when you take it straight out of the bag, what you're relying on is all the plant food they put in there. That is fine, but it depends on what you're growing. Tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, they'll suck that plant food up in a matter of a week or two, sometimes a few weeks, and then you've got to add something in it. Strawberries aren't going to suck up that much, so the leaves I put in here, that's going to do it for me by adding in enough nutrients for the strawberries. Now, this I put on top, and we don't need, this is a glass flower. This is great because when I water the top, it waters the top one and then continues to come down, but the problem is it won't water the other one. So it only waters this, and anything is better than nothing. Otherwise, I go through with a watering can and water it. So let's get that out and see what's in here. If I can. This is going to be hard, but I want to get these out because this is really divided. And boy, is it packed in there. If I damage them, I damage them. As long as I've got the crown, they'll make a comeback. So here I'm going to continue to get all the old strawberry plants out and divide them. And they're called seascapes. Okay, now I'm going to divide the one was in the blue container and see what's in here. It looks like it didn't quite divide, so we're going to just leave this one. I don't want to cut up something that may not be ready to be separated. It's got a lot of new growth on it. So we'll leave that like that. So that's 1, 2, 3 so far. Now the brown leaves, I'm just putting them back into the soil because that again will become my soil. Now here's another one that did divide. So we're going to divide that the best we can. So this one's got some roots. Oh, it's actually got 2 plants there. So now I've got, oh, that's pretty good. So the one plant so far has turned into 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. This will give me enough plants, a little one, to get going. And I'm going to loosen up the roots and start over. See what they do? I know you really can't see it, but they send out like kind of like ginger and turmeric does. It's sending out another, like a tuber, but it's not. It's just part of the plant. And instead of runners, Seagate, which I love here because it will produce strawberries all year. Not a ton of them, but it's constantly producing. You know, this is why I like them, but what's really cool is, again, all year, and I can get the plants this way. All right, we'll leave that like that. Then I'll see what I can divide here. This was growing on the top. I don't have to divide that many. If it was on the ground, they would just, okay, there's another one. And I think I'll leave this one, just take off the yellowing leaves. So we don't use a lot of plant food here. Actually, I don't buy any plant food. I did years ago. I bought it, it was on clearance, and we still have it from probably 6 years ago because we make our own plant food. Okay, I can feel here the stem that goes across. It's like the root. So these can be divided carefully. Okay, there's one. It's almost 2. I might leave that one though. And then this one, like I said, if it was in a container, a big container, they would just continue to grow. There's one. And that's how it makes its baby plants. Very different than the other strawberries. Well, there's 3 here. I don't know how, boy, that one's got a small root system. It's all right though, it's got roots. As small as it is, it still has roots. Okay, a lot of them had died out. I didn't water it good. Let me see, this one I might leave. It's so wet. Off and on we've gotten rain, and so it was kind of wetter than I wanted, but that's all right. We didn't get a lot of rain, just kind of a drizzle. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. Here's another set of plants. This one's already got strawberries on it. I might leave that. I think I've got enough to fill this up. Now, I made this tower out of a chair I got at the thrift store. And look at that. It works perfect, and when it drains in the tote on the bottom. So it's really good. If you want to see it, I've got the whole video on how I put that together, which was really cool. Easy to do. I used a tote lid. It's been that way now for, what, 2 years? And still holding up strong. Okay, let's see if we've got all these. I might as well just dump this out. Mix that all in. Maybe I'll do the same here. I don't want to take too many apart. I've got that hoop I made that's holding it. Let's see. This is holding this. I want to put that back. Let's see if I've got my shovel before I bury it. Now I'll take the old soil and mix it in with the new that I've got here. And then we'll refill these. You know, I probably could do that like that. And this would give all of them a good fresh start. Now this one looks like it had a runner on it. I'll tell you, I bought some online and I only wanted Seagates. I paid the extra. See, this one looks like it had a runner. May not be Seagate. I'll put that over here just in case. Because how do you know when you buy them? If you don't know the people, they can say it's anything because they all look alike until they start to grow. Now this one's got a baby one next to it, so this could be a Seagate. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I know the other ones all work because we divided them, so we know. I don't know if that's any good. I'll put those there and I'll come back to those afterwards. Really want to make sure I put that back because this has held it in place. This is just a 1/4-inch irrigation tubing. I want to mix all this together with what I put together so it's all new. Could always tie that back later. So as you can see, I decided to take down each and every layer, the planter layer, and just refurbish the whole thing. It'll give the strawberries a much better start. Now these, I don't know if they're still $1, but I got them at the 99-cent store. See, they have a big hole, and then there's holes all the way around. Okay, so we're gonna put that back where it was. Yep, exactly where it was. So what I ended up doing, as you can see, is I mixed all the soil and I went layer by layer, gently putting back a strawberry in each of those 3 corners. I got to divide the few plants I had, and I actually had enough to do the entire tower here, which was fantastic because now I've got like all this plants separated. They've got their own little home. They've got new nutrition from the soil I refurbished. And hopefully I'll get a bunch of strawberries. Seascapes may not be the best providing a lot of strawberries, but they produce all year long. So just keep in mind, strawberries can grow in a tower. They don't need a whole lot of soil, though they'll do better if you do put them in totes or buckets or larger containers. But the main thing is they need good drainage. And here I just did a good cleaning, washed off the extra soil around there, and they should do really good once they get established in their new homes. They're really easy to grow. So there it is, it's set up now. Now we just wait, let it fill in. And each plant's got their own little pocket now, as you can see. And it was really easy. Don't worry about the leaves that are poking up that are green that I added in there. They're gonna brown out and just disappear in there. But isn't that cool? All you have to do is just freshen up your strawberries, and there's nothing to it. You just add some more leaf matter and different things in there, and you've got live soil. Or do it whatever you want if you want to use straight potting soil, but this has worked for me. And look, I've got so much left over. I can now plant up another container. How cool. And this has been so fun with this swivel chair that I did 2 years ago and going strong. So I hope I gave you some ideas on how to freshen up your strawberries. And whether you're buying them as bare root like here or buying them as full plants to plant, make sure you keep the crown, you'll see where my thumb is, above the soil. Don't bury it because it could rot out when you're watering it. So keep that little bit just under the leaves above the soil and you should be good to go. So with that, have a great day and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Wow, 2 years ago I found that chair at a thrift store and put that together. How time flies, and it's still going strong. That is really cool. Get a chair and check out that video and try to make yourself a swivel strawberry tower.